Welcome back to the show. This week, we're going to be talking with Isvar Prashad. Isvar is a successful entrepreneur. He has a BA in psychology from McGill and an MBA from Boston University. He's a Canadian entrepreneur. He's started $1 million plus fashion and handbag business. He's the founder and president of the Carter Bennett Group. He's done multiple startups and all kinds of things in the world of entrepreneurship. So, welcome, Isvar, and looking forward to sharing your expertise and getting to know some of the knowledge, some of the secrets.
Oh, the secrets. Getting to the base of what entrepreneurship is and whatever you want to do and whatever, the reason you think you want to do it, I think the biggest thing is you got to figure out why you want to do this. And I think, there's a whole industry built around answering this question, getting your why. I think Simon Sinek and a whole bunch of people came up with it. But if you
Tony
don't have a
Robbins.
if you don't have a why, you're gonna be roadkill. You have to have this, if everything comes to an end, this is my why. It could be, if you look at a lot of entrepreneurs, they start off because they were, outside of society. They were nerdy, they were the loser, they were in the basement. You can see over and over again. I don't want to name names of our top richest people on planet Earth, but none of them came from privilege. Most of them didn't come from, they weren't the captains of the football teams and or cheerleaders. They weren't that. So you really got to search for this why, because if you don't get it, everything else is not going to work for you. So my why was obvious. I didn't grow up, first in my class. I wasn't the most popular. And I really wanted to call the shots. Like I wanted to call the shots. It wasn't necessarily just making money. It wasn't, I didn't want to sit behind a desk only. I was like, I gotta call the shots. I just don't like it when I've got to listen to somebody else's words or even their vision. I want to create my own. And the reason I'm telling you that you got to find your why, because there are going to come moments when there is nobody there. There is nobody. Your family's not there. Your best friends are not there. In fact, they're going to be the ones talking you out of this in most cases. My mom, God bless her soul, keeps telling me to get a job to this day. I mean, she keeps saying it, and I'm like, Mom, I don't have a job. I created my own business. My friends still think I'm odd because, I've got control of my money and time, and some of them are doctors, some of them are, whatever, doing vocational work, and I'm like, I just call the shots. So the why is the only thing that's going to save you. It's got to be burning. You know, I've had moments where there's no money in the bank account, there's negative on credit card lines. I can't buy, I had my girlfriend at the time who's my wife. I couldn't even pay for gas for my car. I had this moment when I had a couple of young children and I got up in the morning and all I did is I went to the bathroom and I threw up in the toilet because I had nothing. And I made a promise. It's like, I'm going to do everything I can. I even wrote it down at some points. I'm going to do everything I can, and I'm going to turn this inside out, and I'm going to make this a success. Because when you get to that bottom, you always have it as your reference, and then, man, you are unstoppable. Because you've already been almost to like the proverbial death. You're at death. There's nothing there for you. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs probably share the same thing.